Rahim course is for electronics, and today's topic is a cycloconverter. So, cycloconverter is also a type of converter that actually transform one form of power to other form of power. So, we have already studied some of the converters like rectifiers, inverters, and DC to DC converter. So today the topic is cycloconverter. Basically, cycloconverter is a type of converter which convert one form of AC to other form of AC, but in the same the magnitude and the frequency changes in that case. So basically, it's a type of power conversion. The form remains the same. Both sides, the input is AC voltage, the output is AC voltage, but the difference comes here maybe in the frequency. Uh, it may comes in the amplitude. So if we have input of 100 volts with frequency of 50 hertz, and we want to convert the same voltage with the output of 100 volts with frequency of 5 hertz, so cycloconverters can be used, or with the output of 100 volts and frequency of 200 hertz. So cycloconverters are these converters which can be used to transform this AC frequency, whose frequency is constant, and its frequency can be changed. It can be stepped up or can be stepped down through these cycloconverters. So these are actually cycloconverters. So today's class we actually go through a second phase cycloconverter. What is a cycloconverter? Cycloconverter basically it consists of two converters, two converters which can be connected back to each other, and in general case the power flows through one of the total four thyristors connected. We can divide both the thyristor into two groups. One is called the positive group and other is called the negative group. Each one conducts the positive group conduct during one period, and the negative thyristor conduct during the other period. So what we have to do is we have to provide a firing pulse such that we can control its output period. So if we come toward its circuit, so here two periods are represent the times when the product of the voltage, load voltage and current is negative. So the power flows is out of the load, demanding that the converter operate in the inverting mode. So we divide the cycloconverter into two groups. One is called the positive conducting positive group, and another is called as negative group. So we provide the firing pulse to the positive group thyristor such that when the positive cycle is coming, so the output the on the output we observe only the positive cycle, and when the negative cycle comes, the negative thyristors, negative group it operates, due to which we get only negative cycles at the output. So this is some of the operation of the cycloconverter, that how it actually works. So this is actually what is the basic block diagram of a cycloconverter. That the input is that the input is has frequency with supply, and here are two groups. One is the positive converter group and the negative converter group, and they are connected to a load. And we are actually observing the output at the load side. So what actually happens, that four thyristors are used both in the positive converter and the negative group converter. So we provide firing pulse to these thyristors such that the only positive cycle passes during one period to the load, and then we provide the other firing pulses to the other thyristor such that the only negative cycles can appear at the load side. Then we apply Fourier series and we extract the fundamental frequency from these outputs. So this is somehow they actually work like that. So this is basically a cycloconverter where input is AC. Here a transformer is used with 1:n, and the output is Vx and Vy at the transformer. And here four CRs are connected. One is the positive group, that are the two thyristors that are in the upper portion of the converter, and the other two are the negative group thyristors, which are in the lower portion of the converter. The load VL is connected. So what actually happens when the Vx positive cycle comes? So this is what here two types of input voltages are here. One is the positive voltage, that is Vx, and other is negative voltage, that is Vy. Both are reciprocal to each other, such that when the Vx positive cycle is there, the Vy negative cycle will be provided to the other thyristor. When the Vy positive cycle is provided or is obtaining or is formed, so the other so the Vx negative cycle will be there. So if we look at the diagram, so here Vx shows like that its input is such that it's the first waveform is representing the Vx voltage. So this is the positive and negative cycle of the Vx voltage, and the Vy voltage is the reciprocal of Vx. So the negative cycle, the waveform that is negative, starting from negative and goes to forward the positive. This is actually what? This is actually the Vy voltage. So the first waveform is of Vx and the other is of Vy. So it means that we are getting positive of Vx, then positive of Vy, then positive of Vx, positive of Vy, and here we are get negative of Vy, positive, negative of Vx, next we are negative of Vx, negative of Vy. So these are some of the waveforms. Both waveforms have positive and negative voltage. So what happens when the positive waveforms comes over here? So with the positive, Vx, two thyristors connected. One is the T1 thyristor and the other is thyristor T3 thyristor is connected. So how they actually operate? They actually operate such that when the Vx positive voltage come here, this thyristor needs to be forward biased. So if no firing pulse is provided here, so it will not conduct. So we have to provide a firing pulse to this thyristor first. So when we provide a firing pulse to this thyristor, it will turns on. So a current flows in case of thyristor T1. Same, we have to provide a firing pulse to thyristor T2, as we have to turn on this thyristor, and we have to turn on this thyristor. When will we have to turn in on? We have to turn out at this time when the positive of the Vy comes. So we have to turn on the thyristor T1 when the positive of Vx comes, and we have to turn on the thyristor T2 when the positive of Vy comes. So what will happen? So when the here Vx positive is here, so we have to turn on this thyristor. So T1 turns on, and current will flow. Next, there are the negative cycles. We are not concerned with or not interested in that over here, but at the same time the positive cycle of Vy also comes over here. So with the positive cycle of Vy, a thyristor T2 is also connected, so we have to turn on thyristor T2. So when the thyristor T2 turns on, so output of positive cycle will absorb at the load side. Then again the positive cycle of Vx arrives, so we have to turn on thyristor T1 again, then we have to turn on thyristor T2 again, then thyristor T1 again. So we have to control these cycles such that whenever the positive cycle of Vx comes, the thyristor T1 turns on, and whenever the positive of Vy comes, the thyristor T2 should conduct, and a firing pulse should be provided to it. So we will get only the positive cycle, the negative cycle at the output. No negative cycle will be here, as the positive cycle are only conducting. So these are the cycle of thyristor T1. So over here thyristor T1 conducts, so current flows, here it conducts, and here it conducts. The thyristor T2 conduct over here due to the positive cycle of Vy. The thyristor T2 conducts over here due to the positive cycle of Vy. So these are the currents waveform of the thyristor T1 and T2. When we reach over here, what we do, we now turn on the other thyristor, the negative group of the thyristor. Where are the negative group of thyristor? The negative group of thyristor are thyristor T3 and T4. So what we have to do when Vx is over here, so here here Vx negative cycle is over here. So with the negative cycle of Vx, thyristor T3 is connected. So it means that thyristor T3 can be turned on if the firing pulse is provided over here, and the current will flow. So what we do, we provide a firing pulse to thyristor T3, and it will conduct in the negative, in the reverse bias, as negative supply is supplying to it. So it will conduct the negative cycle. Again, the positive cycle, so it will reverse bias. The other thyristors are reverse bias. Over here, the negative cycle of Vy comes. But with the negative cycle of Vy, thyristor T4 is connected. So we have to turn on the thyristor T4 with a firing pulse. So when a firing pulse is provided to it, so what will happen? It will conduct, and a negative cycle will absorb at the output side. Again, the negative cycle of Vx. So we have to turn on the thyristor T3, then turn on the thyristor T4, then again turn on the thyristor T3. So what will happen? A thyristor T3 will conduct when negative cycles are here and a gate pulse is present. So over here it will conduct. In this case it will conduct, and in this case it will conduct. The thyristor T4 will conduct when the negative cycle of Vy comes. So the negative cycle of Vy is over here, the negative cycle of Vy is over here. So what will we observe? What we will observe, where Is is the source voltage, so this is where form shows the source voltage. What we will observe at the load side, we will observe only positive cycle. The dark line shows the output waveform. So the only positive cycles up to here, and after that we will only observe negative cycle. These positive cycle are due to Vx and Vy positive voltages, and due to thyristor T1 and T2, and these negative cycle are due to thyristor T3 and T4, and due to the negative cycle of Vx and Vy. So what will we do? We will only observe this shape of waveform at the load side. But this is not this is actually a cycloconverter. What cycloconverter does, it step up or step down frequencies. So if we want to, this is actually a step down converter, where the frequency, well, in the first, where the source frequency is greater but the output, and we want to step down this frequency. So if we look at the output waveform is sinusoidal, but the positive and negative cycle width has increased. In the positive cycle, if we look at the complete cycle consists of 5 positive cycle and 5 negative cycle. It means if we look at the input, so the input frequency in the is actually fifth. There are total complete cycle, 5 complete cycle of the input current. But if we look at the output frequency consists of only 1 cycle. So it means that we have, what we have done, we have actually stepped down the frequency to 1 hertz. If the input frequency was 5 hertz, so the output frequency in this case is only 1 hertz. But this is not a complete sinusoidal frequency. We know that this is actually a periodic waveform, and it's a non-sinusoidal waveform. So if we apply a Fourier series on it, so what will happen? We can extract the fundamental frequency from this, and the fundamental frequency will lie over here. So if we extract the first fundamental frequency, it will be a power sinusoidal with a low frequency of 1 hertz. So this is actually the whole process where we can step down the frequency of the input voltage. So the input voltage frequency is 10 hertz, so we can step down into. Now the problem is over here, that we can step down it to any into any number. For suppose if the frequency is 10 hertz and we want to step down it to 1 hertz or 2 hertz, 3 hertz, 4 hertz, so we can step down it to less than 10 hertz. How? Suppose if we want to step down the 10 hertz frequency into 9 hertz, so what we have to do is, or let's suppose to 5 hertz, or let's suppose to 3 hertz. So if we look at this cycle, what are actually over here, if we look at the output waveform, actually we are controlling these output waveform. But what we do, if we apply positive cycle Vx and negative cycle of Vy, so what can happen? What is actually the problem over here? So uh, if we control it such that if the Vx positive is here, and we turn on the thyristor T1 and then turn on the thyristor T2 for the Vy, then then what we do, then we turn on the negative thyristor T3 and T4 over here. So what will happen? So in the input 2 cycle, the output 1 cycle will complete. So it means that the frequency will be stepped down to one one third. So we can step down it to any number depending upon the controlling. If over here the positive cycle are of half 5 cycles are over here, and in the negative cycle also 5 cycles are over here. But if we control it such that the input consists 3 cycle, then negative 3 cycle, then positive 3 cycle, half cycle, so the frequency will be some other number. If we control it such that the input that the first 2 cycles, half cycle, then negative 2 half cycle, then positive 2 half cycle, the frequency number will be changed. So by controlling it differently, we can convert the frequency to other number. We can set down the frequency to any number depending upon the controlling, that how we control it. In the present case, actually it step down the frequency to 1/5. If the input is 50 hertz, the output will be 10 hertz. But there are some problem during the controlling. The controlling, or if we look at the if we look at here, if we turn out here, we have to turn on the thyristor T1. But if we turn on over here, the complete cycle passes. Same is the case for the thyristor T2, the whole cycle passes. So there are some other areas which are actually not required if you want to extract its the original waveform. So original waveform extraction is difficult over here. So what we do, we if we provide the firing pulse a different location, not at 0, but if you provide a different location like at 130 degree, 150 degree, and control the output such that then the original extraction waveform will be simpler. How? Let's suppose if we provide a firing pulse to this waveform or to this previous circuit cycloconverter, the first thyristor T1 firing pulse at this location, then firing pulse at this location, then for thyristor T1 firing pulse at this location. So in each case, the thyristor firing location changes. Same is for the negative cycle if you provide firing pulse at different location. So from this waveform, we can extract the original waveform easily, as the shape of the output waveform is much resemble or much similar to the fundamental frequency. But in the previous case, the whole waveforms were there, so the waveform is much different from the fundamental frequency. So we are required different filters and Fourier series techniques to extract the original waveform. But if we change the location of the firing pulses such that then the waveform is can be extracted easier from this circuit. So this was all about the cyclic converter. That's how cyclic converter can step down the frequencies. This is a three-phase cycloconverter. That how a three-phase frequency can be converted into a single-phase frequency. So here, three positive group of thyristors connected and 3 negative group of thyristors connected. With each phase, 2 thyristors are connected, like with phase 1, thyristor T1 and T4 are connected. With phase 2, thyristor T2 and thyristor T5 is connected. And with the phase C, thyristor T3 and T6 is connected. So what will happen? This is the desired output voltage that we want to achieve, and the output waveform for the positive group. So this is the positive group output waveform, that only the positive cycle should be allowed. So what we have to do? So when the positive of VA come, the thyristor T1 should forward bias. When the positive of VB come, the thyristor T2 should conduct. And when the positive of thyristor T3 come, the thyristor T3 should conduct. So only positive cycle will be observed at the load side. So when the for the next case, when the positive cycles are completed, and then we want to observe the negative waveform. So the negative waveform, whenever the negative of VA comes, so the thyristor T4 should conduct. For the negative of VB, thyristor T5 should conduct, and for the negative of VC, thyristor T6 should conduct. So over here we are getting only positive waveform up to this location, and this is the negative waveform they are actually observing when the negative group of thyristors are actually triggered. So we will what will happen? This type of output waveform will be observed at the load side. So if we look at the input frequency, the input frequency was three-phase power supply with one frequency, but the output frequency has changed to other frequency. So this is how we can convert the frequencies from one how we can convert the frequency. We can step down it through cyclic converter, and we can step up through it through a cyclic converter. So this was all about the cycloconverter, that how we can control it, how we can